All right, y'all, we're going to take a look at this Boudoir Facebook ad, diagnose it if we believe it has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. So Boudoir low click syndrome is when the unique CTR all for a Boudoir Facebook ad is under 6%. That means fewer than 6 out of 100 women are clicking anywhere, somewhere on our ad, aka they're not simply scrolling on by. And we care about women clicking somewhere on our ad because that means our ad has entered their brain. And we care about that because when our ad enters their brain, that is the only time their chance of buying from us is non-zero. So we got to get this unique CTR all number up as high as possible, but under 6% is the most common thing I'm seeing, and it's a massive, massive problem. So even though it's the most common thing I'm seeing, and then that boudoir photographers have in their Facebook ads backend dashboard, it is not normal. It is the symptom of a deeper root cause. And that deeper root cause is the 3 pre-click mistakes. So 3 pre-click mistakes causes BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. Now, we also know that a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low click advertiser, a BLCA. So we got our universe, taking shape here. BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. Now, BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico. And treatment takes about a week. And nobody else has this treatment. You can only get it here. And because we invented it. In Boudoir Pico, we duplicate the current Boudoir Facebook ad, whether it's on or off. We treat the duplicated ads. We leave the original one alone. Treat it. Takes about a week. At the end of the week, we keep whichever one rolling as the better metrics. Now, once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment. So we get rid of the 3 pre-click mistakes, and we now have pre-click alignment. And pre-click alignment activates Boudoir brain entry boost in our Boudoir Facebook ads. And this is basically, we got our unique CTR all above 6%. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser, a DBA. So we got our full universe here. We got a BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. That's fine, easy enough. Treated with Boudoir Pico takes about a week. And we achieve pre-click alignment. We become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost. Now, in my residency, I went out and found some Boudoir Facebook ads out there in the wild. And first one I tested, the unique CTR was 4.3%. So we know that's under 6%, so we know that BLCS is present. So I duplicated that, treated with Boudoir Pico, took about a week, got the unique CTR all up to 6.88%. So way better. So instead of like 4 out of 100 women clicking somewhere in the ad, we got it up to approximately 7 out of 100 women. So we actually found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 37% of its ad spend. So instead of spending 10 grand a month on their Boudoir Facebook ads, $3,700 a month, every single month was being wasted. So what we can do is we can eliminate that waste by using the Boudoir Pico treated ad and spend the difference instead and get our ad into the same number of women's brains as the original at 10 grand a month. So Boudoir Pico at, what would this be, $6,300 a month. We'll get into the same number of women's brains as the original at 10 grand a month. So that's where the massive gains come from. Now, the second part of my residency, when I found another one in the wild, Boudoir Facebook ad, brought it back to the hospital. Unique CTR all 1.39%. Okay, that's under 6%. We know that BLCS is present. Duplicated it, treated it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week, got the unique CTR up to 9.13%. So that's insanely good. We found out the original was wasting 84% of its ad spend. So if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, literally $8,400 a month being wasted, thrown out the window. So what we can do now with this Boudoir Pico treated ad is eliminate that wasted ad spend, only spend the difference, $1,600 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad, and we'll get our ad into the same number of women's brains as the original at 10 grand a month spend. So massive gains there, and we pocket that 8,400 buck, or the business owner pockets that as kind of like an invisible phantom bonus, phantom profit, because it's not being wasted. It's literally, something like 100 grand in kind of bonus profit in the next 12 months. Now, I finally had a patient saw his unique CTR of his Facebook ad is 5.03%. So again, I knew the BLCS was present. So I went in Trio Boudoir Pico, well, duplicated Trio Boudoir Pico, took about a week, and got his unique CTR up to 15.35%. So I found out he was wasting 67%, or at least the original Boudoir Facebook ad wasting 67% of ad spend. So the original Boudoir Facebook ad had 10 grand a month. We'll get into the same number of women's brands as the Boudoir Pico treated ad, spending only 3,300 bucks a month. So that whole difference, we're pocketing that difference as a bonus profit, or the business owner is, the boudoir photographer is, 6,700 bucks a month in bonus profit by simply not spending that money. I would say, 80 grand bonus in the next 12 months. So insanely good without even needed to service any clients. So from these numbers, from what I've seen, the average boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting approximately 50% of its ad spend. I mean, look at the numbers, wasting 37%, wasting 84%, wasting 67%, so it's wasting approximately 50% of its ad spend. So now we're going to check this out. See what we got going here. Going to diagnose to see if we believe it has BLCS, yes or no. So we got the below creative cluster mistake. The false belief that causes us to make this mistake is that we actually believe and trusting what Facebook tells us to fill out when we fill out our ads is what we should fill out. The consequence of this, though, is when we do this, way more women scroll by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary, pulling our unique CTR under 6%, contributing to BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. And as a result, more women scrolling by our ad per unit time. Facebook actually makes more money because they can serve more ads per unit time, but we actually spend and waste more money per unit time. Next, looking at the creative, the photo here. All right, we got the looks like an ad mistake. So the false belief that causes us to make this mistake is that we believe our Boudoir Facebook ads should look like ads, because that's how we've seen Facebook ads. They basically all look like ads. And other Boudoir Facebook ads, they basically all look like ads. So everyone can't be wrong, can they? But that's why every Boudoir Facebook ad I've seen and tested has had BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, because everyone's making the same mistakes as everyone else. So when we make this mistake, way more women scroll by our Boudoir Facebook ads than necessary, pulls unique CTRL under 6%, and contributes to Boudoir low click syndrome, aka BLCS. And finally, we're going to look at this See More headline, the first 2 3/4 lines, Facebook newsfeed mobile. So, tattooed beauties. So, I think this is your chance. All right. So, we do got some good context here. But the false belief, or the mistake we're making, we're doing the lack of context mistake. We're not. So, the false belief that causes us to make this mistake is we believe we provided enough context to get the right women to click in, and more of them, and more of the wrong women to scroll on by, and helping the meta ad algorithm optimize. But in fact, we did not provide enough context here. So the consequence of this is way more women scroll by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary. And as a result, this pulls down unique CTR, and it actually increases the likelihood that we have BLCS, and increase the likelihood our unique CTR is under 6%. So if you're looking at this, diagnosis is yes, I believe this Boudoir Facebook ad has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, and has a unique CTR under 6%. So approximately half its ad spend is being wasted. So I believe approximately half its ad spend is being wasted every single month. So if you're a BLCA with BLCS, if you're a Boudoir low click advertiser with Boudoir low click syndrome, unique CTR all under 6%, and you actually want, well, and you're spending more than 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, and you've actually seen that the the market, basically Boudoir photographer market, get more and more saturated day by day. Seems like every time someone gets a new iPhone, someone's throwing up their Google My Business profile saying they now shoot boudoir, or they get a new camera. They're posting the mom Facebook groups, and they are actually supply of boudoir photographers increasing, buyers remaining, same number, which is making it more and more competitive, harder to stand out. So, and you've been seeing, inflation, just cost of living going up. So you've already taken steps to optimize other parts of your business, pull more profit out, to still be successful. And you're pulling more money out, and you're actually, um, and you've already done it, other parts of your business, and now you're seeing what Boudoir Pico treatment has done for other Boudoir Facebook ads, other peeps, and so you've already seen it can probably save approximately 5K a month. You can eliminate that wasted ad spend back in your pocket every single month, and that'd be approximately 60K at the end of a year, at the end of 12 months, and you decide you now want to pull this profit out of your business with the Boudoir Pico treatment, and you want to achieve pre-click alignment, become a dominant Boudoir advertiser, achieve Boudoir brain entry boost, because then you have to achieve that on your way to becoming the number one boudoir photographer in your city. Then shoot me a DM when I am open for new patient intake at my hospital. Right now, I'm not open for new patient intake, so even if you message me, you're not getting in. And actually, I don't even let anyone message me, so you can't even find a way to message me anyways. So when I open my DMs, I do new patient intake. Shoot me a DM at that point, and we will see if you qualify for the Boudoir Pico treatment.